guys. In the month of January, between Christmas break and all of the snow days we've had, and the fact that where I work only runs Monday through Thursday, I had a ton of time to read books. Like, I only went to work maybe 12 days. Isn't that nuts? Anyway, with all that time on my hands, I was able to read a total of 13 different books. So instead of doing individual book reviews, I decided to put them all in one video, pick out a few of my favorites, and tell you a little bit about them. If you want to see all of the books that I've read, I'll link my Goodreads account down below, and you can take a look at all of the books I've read over the past few years, as well as what I am currently reading right now. So let's jump into it. The very first book I finished reading in the month of January is called A Beautiful Wedding, which is a mid-book between A Beautiful Disaster and Walking Disaster. Which A Beautiful Disaster, written by Jamie McGuire, is a book about a girl who is at college and yada yada yada, boy meets girl, they fall in love. A Walking Disaster is the guy's version of that, and A Beautiful Wedding is a snippet of that book, but more into detail. And I really liked that she did that, because in the first two books, it kind of just flew by that part of them actually getting married, but in A Beautiful Wedding, she explains like what their thought processes were and why they actually went through with it, and it was just really good. So if you're going to read that, I suggest you read A Beautiful Disaster, and then A Walking Disaster, and then A Beautiful Wedding. The next book that I want to talk about is written by Kristy Moseley. It is called Free Falling. And it is a companion book to one of her other books, which is called Always You, which was also amazing, but I read that early last year. Free Falling is about a teenage girl who has a boyfriend, and he ends up cheating on her. They break up, and she meets a new guy, but she's still talking with her ex-boyfriend, and it's a lot of drama, a lot of emotion, and it's just really good. I really suggest you read it. Kristy Moseley is probably one of my favorite authors. Just the way she writes, the story material that she talks about, it's just really good. It took me a minute to figure out how it was connected with the other book, and they are two separate books, so you don't need to read the first one first to get into the second book. But it's nice to know the things that happen in the first book, because you know the first book is about the teenage girl's parents when they were teenagers and how they got together. The next book that I read right after Free Falling was also by Kristy Moseley, and that one was called Nothing to Lose. This book I read in like 2 days, and it was like 500 pages long or something crazy. Nothing to Lose was about a girl who witnessed her boyfriend being killed and then was kidnapped by the killers. And then after she was rescued, I think she was with them for like 6 to 9 months, maybe. And after she was rescued, she like closes herself off to everybody, her parents, everybody. So, you know, she lives her life where she has nothing left to lose. So why worry, you know? She hasn't really talked to anybody about her experience of being kidnapped, and the whole thing that kind of adds to this is that she is a senator's daughter, a senator who is running for president. And so, you know, there's Secret Service on top of the person who kidnapped her, his gang or whatever. They want to protect her from them, but they also want to protect her because she is this in the public eye. She has chased off so many different Secret Service guys, and the guy that they bring in to protect her is going to be an undercover person who pretends to be her boyfriend, and their whole relationship is insane. And this book it was so good. It just had a lot of detail and I want there to be another book, which, oh, there's going to be a companion book with his friend and her friend, but I don't know if they're going to be in it, but I hope so. I hope that their story continues. The main character is called Anna, and her Secret Service undercover guy, his name's Ashton, and Anna and Ashton together are just awesome, and I hope they're in the next book that she comes out with, and I will definitely be purchasing that one, so I highly suggest that one as well. The next book I read, I listened to on audible.com, which is an app that you have on your phone that you can have a subscription to, and I get 2 free books a month, and I really enjoy listening to autobiographies written by the author. Celebrity autobiographies written by the author. The last one I read is called Melissa Explains It All, which is written by Melissa Joan Hart, and hearing it in her voice, I don't know, just something about listening to the author read their actual book. They know the inflections, they know the accents, they know how to make a point come across, how they wanted it to be, and it's their life that they're talking about, so it makes it even better. And hearing the things that go on behind the scenes of some of my favorite shows, like Clarissa Explains It All, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Melissa and Joey, it's just, like, it's so interesting to me. And hearing the people that she has actually come in contact with over the years that she's been in show business, and seeing how she actually deals with being in the public eye, it was just really interesting, and I found myself laughing out loud. I would listen to it on my way to work. It was a really good book, and I highly recommend that one. The next book I read was Fracture by Megan Miranda, and the only reason I read this book is because my book club was reading it. And other than that, I probably would have not picked up this book just by the description of it. But once I started reading it, I really got into it, and by the end of it, I just didn't feel like it should have ended. The girl's name is Delaney, and she falls through the ice. She's a 17-year-old girl. She's out playing with her friends in a super snowy Maine and outdoors area, and her and one of her friends decide to cross over a frozen lake, which it's in December. It's not quite January when the ice is completely frozen, and the friend makes it across, but she gets scared and she stops in the middle, and then she slips and falls and cracks the ice, and she falls in the water. This is nothing I'm giving away. It basically is all in the first few pages of the book, and she is under the water for 11 minutes. Her friends are able to rescue her because they have been, are able to pull her out of the water, because I guess growing up in that environment, you learn certain things like how to stop people from getting hypothermia, stuff like that. It's an environmental thing that people are taught, I guess. And so they pull her out of the water, they start CPR, and she doesn't have a pulse, she's not breathing, nothing. So by the time the ambulance gets there and she is taken to the hospital, she is in a coma for a few days. And when she wakes up, she starts getting weird feelings. And the feelings that she gets are crazy, and the things that she learns are intense, and I don't want to give away too much, but you really have to read the book to figure it out. And it was really interesting. It was kind of creepy, and I just really want there to be the next book, like now. I don't think it comes out until March or something like that, but so it was so intense. And yeah, if you're into stuff like that, I would really highly suggest it. Like I said, I would have never picked it up, but I'm glad that I did. It was just really good, and I would suggest that one also. So if you have any other suggestions of books that you think that I might like, leave a comment down below and let me know what those are. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked any of these books, or if you think you're going to try them out, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye! Do you mind? Thank you.